Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
What's that, boy? Dad! Over there! Is that a Yeti?
It's just his hair, son. At last! Saved after all these years! Stuck up this cursed mountain, licking moss with only a crow for a friend. How'd you find me?
Just walking the dog. Need a lift back down?
Run for a crow?
Adventures never far with the Land Rover Discovery Sport. Now £339 per month on Land Rover personal contract hire.
Oh, heated seats.
Land Rover. Above and beyond.
Initial rental £4,068. 48th month term. Subject status. 8,000 miles per annum. Conditions apply. Offer ends 31st of March. Participating retailers only. Such Land Rover offers.
Can you promise a commitment to self-preservation? Well, over the next few minutes, I'll be talking about how you can be authentic through powerful communication.
On the Kari Cares podcast.
I'm Kari Watt. I'm a communication specialist, speaker and writer. And I'm here to be your digital coach, where I give you guidance on how to communicate better in your career and relationships, or on anything you want to ask me. Because communication is my thing, I want to see you become a better communicator, no matter how old you are, where you live in the world, or what you do for a living. Now, if you're new to my podcast, please subscribe to encourage that I'm actually making a positive influence. And if you're not new and haven't subscribed, come on now, what are you doing? Can you help a girl out? It's been a year that I've been coaching women on authentic ethical communication for their career advancement. Typically, a client can discover new ways to grow their resilience with difficult conversations and meet their own needs of self-care. Each client learns the role of intention through communication whilst remaining completely authentic in their feminine expression. So in other words, these women, if they work in male-dominated industries, they don't become too harsh or too direct, but they can still be feminine. One of the most common questions they ask me is why they seem to attract liars in their teams or colleagues who love drama. I explain it always comes back to the commitment of self. People often live a lie as they are distracted from what they really want in life. For example, I was caught in the trap of helping a work colleague. First, it was her relationship breakup. Then she was going to lose her child. The next week, her ex's friend was being really unkind towards her, and each week the stories just kept building and rolling in. And naturally at the beginning I had the misconception I could actually help her and fix her, and I welcomed the distraction from my own life. During this time I was in an unhappy situation myself and wasn't sure what to do about it. Instead, I turned my focus on helping her. Now let's say my colleague's name was Anne for the sake of this example. Anne and I caught up over lunch. She was in tears because her relationship was ending. I hardly knew her at this stage, and it never occurred to me she may have mental health issues. The following months were spent trying to keep her safe, mostly from herself. What is interesting is that she turned her hatred towards me by making false allegations at work. Now, Anne truly believed that people were jealous and out to get her, when in fact they were just trying to help. But in these attention-seeking situations, it's far better to remain silent. In the long run, everyone realized the allegations were false. Now, Anne, to this day, cannot admit her own mistakes, but deflects them onto other people, continuing the cycle of self-destruction. Her communication is seen as inauthentic as she continually builds mistrust around her. So what do you need to do in a situation like this? Well, you need to change you first. When you spend time with people, it can determine your happiness, health, and even your income. It also determines the level of success and contribution you have in the world. So through personal development, such as getting a communications coach, you can create change really easily. You'll learn the tools to reframe what you want to say so that it's clear and concise and to the point without being harsh or too direct. Now, there is a fine line, and I do cover this in one of my online courses, Turn Difficult Conversations Around. If you want to know more about this, please get in touch with me by sending me a message on Facebook or Twitter at @KariWhat with the hashtag of this podcast, your hashtag KariCares, and let me know you want to know more about it. And I'll add you to the mailing list. And because you've signed up for the mailing list, you'll also receive a free ebook.
On the Kari Cares podcast.
Now, motivational speaker Jim Rohn says in one of his videos, success is something you attract by the person you become. So, in other words, if you change, everything around you will change for you. So it's not what happens, it's what you do about it. If you start the process of change, like doing something different with your communication style for the next 90 days, you might want to get a communications coach. You might do an online course or something like that. Or you might watch free YouTube videos or listen to my podcast. Whatever it is, you are creating the change. And if you implement them, you may still have the same circumstances around you, but things will change because you are changing yourself. Right now, what you have is what you have attracted because the person you are right at this moment. So you need to take responsibility to make that transition. In other words, if you complain, do something about it to change your circumstances. In communication, speak authentically about your concerns or look within. When you become honest with yourself and take action, you can create a positive change in your life. If you will change, everything around you will change for you. So you don't have to change what's outside, you only need to change what's inside. So what is the commitment to self? Well, to me, being committed to something means that you'll do whatever it takes to attain it. It's where you stop wondering and start doing. You stop being distracted and start learning and connecting to others that want the same things. You build a network of emotionally intelligent friends. When I talk about emotional intelligence, I'm talking about people who have the ability to identify and manage their own emotions and the emotions of others. It definitely doesn't mean being able to speak your emotion. It's actually quite the opposite. It's being able to recognize your emotions and the emotions of someone else, but speak in a clear and compassionate way without bringing your emotions into it. Now, being committed to self also means that even when you fail, it's kind of a blessing because you see the challenge to do something better. You begin to accomplish goals that reflect your values and you gain a greater sense of self. For example, if you're married, you will change what is necessary to ensure the marriage works. If you're committed to your job, you will learn what is needed to thrive in that career. You won't begin to entertain the victim mentality. You know those people that it's always, oh, this is hard. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I don't know, my week's been bad. You know those people where it's always a drag and you feel when you speak to them, it's always, you feel down afterwards. They're like energy suckers. You want to be someone that is open to change, open to honest communication, open to new ideas. I mean, most people find change very scary, but when you embrace it and you just go with the flow, you will realize that the change is actually to your benefit, even if it doesn't work out. Say, for example, you're in a job and it doesn't work out and you get fired, but after you get fired, you get a better job with nicer people who really respect your values. I mean, not everything is supposed to be forever, right? Because if you're not willing to change, then how can you commit to anything beyond what you currently have? Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. If you want more, you have to become more. So let's look at life. Life is a reflection of self. If you want to change your life, you have to begin with changing you first. When you learn, your brain creates new connections and it actually reshapes. As you change over time, your brain rewires and will literally be a different brain than what you have now. Through self-development, I've made the conscious commitment to ensure that anyone who gossips, is self-destructive, unkind, or negative about others has absolutely no room in my life. You know, I don't want to try and save them or change them because that's their learning. There's no judgment there. It's just I want to be around vibrant people. Unless they hire me as a coach and then I can rewire their brains with great communication skills, then you both get something out of it. The exchange is better. Because when most people get things for free, they don't value it. But when they pay for something, they actually value your services and they take note and they do the work. Going back to negativity, it doesn't mean that if a friend is sad or upset, they have to be positive around me all the time either. I mean, we all know that being happy 100% of the time isn't being realistic. As my communication skills have grown, I've become more aware and have attracted people with similar values into my life, which is a godsend. Each new friend or colleague is amazing in various ways, and I feel really blessed to know them. I mean, when we spend time together, we encourage each other, we share similar interests and talk on a deeper, authentic level. And sometimes we even agree to disagree, and we laugh about it because we respect one another's opinion, even when we see it differently. So can you be honest with yourself to evolve, or will you continue in the cycle of drama? When you're committed to self-preservation, you will begin to communicate authentically. You also stop lying to yourself about what you want, and you attract the right people in your life. Being committed to self is ambitious. It's where you can achieve the impossible, because for me, the impossible is possible. It means I'm possible. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to Some Good Vibes, and because it's free, give this away. Share it with friends or colleagues who could use a little help. Give it to them because they can listen to it privately, and it may significantly change the outcome of their lives. See you next time, because communication is my thing and now it's your thing. Well, I hope it's your thing. I hope it becomes your thing. Is it your thing?
On the Kari Cares podcast.
Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.